Hi everybody, my name is Steve Byers. I'm the owner and brewer here at Byers Brewing Company. I wanted to take a little time to introduce myself and let you know a little bit about me. I started brewing in 2010. I homebrewed with my buddy Todd, and we've been homebrewing still. We still occasionally homebrew out in my garage. I started out with extract kits on the stove when I was in college because frankly, I like good beer, and as a college kid, just couldn't really afford it. So I said, hey, I'm gonna make it on my own. And so we started making, 5-gallon kits of extract on the stove. That turned into, after I graduated with my biology education degree, I came back to Northern Illinois, started picking up a little bit and buying more equipment and upgrading my stuff, and really got into it and was making beer pretty regularly, drinking a lot of beer, making a lot of beer, experimenting with beer. Really enjoyed it, especially as in college I studied biology. I really like the science of beer. I'm interested in the biochemistry behind it, and it's really interesting to me. So me and my wife Megan own the brewery. We're 50-50 owners. We split our jobs. Her job is taproom manager here. She can go into more detail on that in the video introduction that she's gonna make. My job here is the brewer. So let's take it over to the brewing equipment. All right, welcome everybody to the Byers Brewing Company brewery area. This is where the magic happens. This is where I get to make beer, which I'm incredibly lucky to get to do. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on all the fun stuff that I've got here and how great I think it is, but we've got a brew house here made by American Beer Equipment. They've changed their name kind of to Abe Beverage Equipment because they're doing more than just beer now, but they manufactured all of our equipment here. I was really happy to go with them. They're out of Lincoln, Nebraska, which is a good place to be. We got a 2-vessel system here. It's a 3-barrel system. So 3 barrels is how much beer one batch of beer makes. So this is incredibly small. These batches are only about 93 gallons per batch, which is really tiny if we think about some of the other breweries that maybe you're familiar with. The guys over at the Forage, they're making 7-barrel batches, so they're more than twice as big as us. So I've got my mash tun here is where the grains go. So inside the manway door here is where we can get the grains out. So we mash in here. Over to the side here is our boil kettle. So our boil kettle has our steam vent going up and out of here all the way through to the 3rd floor, or through the 2nd floor. This is where, after we put the grains in there, we rinse them, bring all the wort over to here. It's really sugary, and we boil it for a certain amount of time and add hops and everything. And that boil time is when the whole building really just, the aromas just fill the building, especially if we leave the lid open, which is really fun because I love the smell of boiling beer. I guess that probably goes without saying. So we got a little control panel here. This is where I can control temperatures on different things and pump and all kinds of stuff like that. And then we have our 3 fermenters here. These are actually called unitanks. That's why I put Uni 1. Lillian is our oldest daughter. Uni 2 and Uni 3. Kennedy and Amelia, our other 2 daughters. But these unitanks are really great because they essentially... there's our hand wash sink and our hose. But what they allow us to do here is, once I'm done with the boil, we've got a heat exchanger back here that cools it down right away because we can't pitch yeast into it. If it's still really hot, that'll kill the yeast. So what the unitank allows us to do is fermentation happens in here and we get to carbonate in the same thing. Now, sometimes that's really great. Saves on space, which if you've been in the brewery, I'm standing right here at the bar, and I don't have a whole lot of space for making beer. Most of the space here is dedicated to you guys, customers coming in and enjoying our beer. So the unitank saves us on space. But when other breweries have what's called a bright tank, that's just one more vessel where they could, after fermentation, transfer the beer over, and it's one more opportunity for like the yeast to come out of the beer. So if you ever drink one of our beers and it's a little bit yeasty, That's likely just because that we use unitanks, so there's a little less time for all that yeast to come out of suspension. We try and give it as much time as we can in here, but when a brewery transfers to a bright tank, that really gives it another opportunity to clear. So this is where all the magic happens, and then the beer, of course, ends up down here in the walk-in cooler where we can serve it on the other side. So that's my job here at the brewery. I hope you enjoyed this video and I get to come see you, or you get to come in and see me soon. Stay safe and have a good one.